skills that define a good salesperson? Go on.
It's a difficult one,
Go on.
but I mean, if you sell more, you're the best salesperson.
One, numbers.
Yeah.
Two,
Numbers, commitments. Honoring that commitments is the major part, I would say. Keeping the promises.
okay. What kind of soft skills that he needs that defines him?
Communication, you need to communicate. As a salesperson, if you don't communicate, you're not going to get it.
And this is what I always preach. And I said, communication is effective communication is the key. Look at today, just examine the life around you, people around you. Whoever succeeded or managed to really to have significance in life, what is the main character that he is possessed? Effective communication.
Absolutely. This is the main crux of everything.
Exactly.
So if you are a good communicator, you are a good salesman, because you have to sell something. But the first and foremost is you have to believe in what you're selling.
True.
If I don't believe this is the right way of doing things, I will never be able to sell. I tell my team always, are you convinced?
That's a powerful word.
Are you convinced to sell this to the market? If not, go back to the underwriter, speak to them. If you don't, if you're not convinced yourself that this is the right price for it, give me a reason. Because if you're not sold yourself, you cannot sell it to others.
Very true.
So you have to sell it yourself first.
True.
And if you believe in it, that you are doing the right thing, or you have the information you've got is the right information, then you can go and sell it.
And sorry to interrupt, but I think this is where why the community or the general public dislike this sales position, because they've seen people that they didn't believe whatever they are selling or offering, but still pushing it in your throat.
Exactly.
To an extent, yeah.
Exactly, absolutely. So, I mean, I have come across so many situations in the last 20 years over here where I have met people where they're just doing it for the sake of doing it, I always made a point that if I want to sell something, I want to know about that one, the full knowledge of what that product or plan is, why that plan is, and what are the exclusions, which is most important, which a lot of salespeople would not say, oh, actually, these are 40 exclusions which you will not be able to get, That's why you're just putting something in the dark, Whereas I always believed in to start off with the exclusions, in terms of insurance, I always say, and then give them the good points. And it's. I mean, at the end of the day, everybody wants to make money out of it.
You have highlighted a very good point, which is, thank you for highlighting. You have the confidence to educate your client without fear that losing the deal.
Absolutely.
And this is what I think it's the main difference between, I wouldn't say ethical salesperson or non-ethical, but successful salesperson with a legacy who can be just being a CEO one day. Because that part of education and being sincere what you do without putting a prime objective is the dollar sign.
Absolutely. So again, you will lose one deal, but you will gain 10 others, Just because you believe in something and what you are putting it through, of not fear of losing it, makes it even more greater, So that you are giving everything in front of the client to say, this is what it is. But this is the standard of across the region as well, or across all insurers, So this is how it works. So if you tell them everything in advance, the expectations is met. Otherwise, you don't know, because at the end of the day, you're dealing with people. Health insurance is, if I am sick, as I told you, I mean, emergency can be different. For me, if my son has a high degree temperature, that's an emergency for me.
True.
Whereas might not be for somebody else, So it all depends on how you expect the expectations, how you manage the expectations of people, And as I always say, you always under-promise and over-deliver. That is where everything works. So if, because in insurance, it's, I mean, I would not say it's too black and white, because there are certain things which are in gray, because certain things, I mean, I'll give you a very, very small example. I know we are going into detail. So if you have DNS, which is a deviated nasal septum, it is a standard exclusion. But if it's hindering in breathing, then it becomes eligible treatment, because then it is medically necessary. So there are small things which I mean, if you start writing it in exclusion, then it would be 2,000 pages and you would not be able to do it. So it's all about managing expectation as to where and when and how things would happen for a client,
Yeah.
It all depends. So it's all about managing expectations. It's all about giving the full information and obviously believing in yourself.
This is a derailed question.
Yes.